Story 1. DeWalt Cordless Drill. I have two other cordless drills, but it was on sale, and this one had more power than I needed. Story 2. A new car for me. My current one was fine but very basic. An 11-year-old base trim Honda Accord. I splurged on a 4-year-old Bayerische Motorenwerke. Story 3. Two rather loud, colorful shirts about 15 minutes ago. Very reasonable by United States standards. I am on vacation in Kuala Lumpur, and they will give me something to remember the trip by instead of just a huge visa bill. Story 4. A fancy coffee mug with a funny quote. I don't really need more mugs, but hey, it makes my morning better. Story 5. A board game designed by extraterrestrials that has no translated instructions. All I know is it is called City of Six Moons. Story 6. I physically purchased some souvenirs when I was on vacation 2 weeks ago. Last night, I ordered a set of artificial flowers online to put into a vase I recently unpacked while looking for something in my attic. Story 7. A television at Sam's this morning was $198 for a 50-inch. I am going to put it in a finished garage I am converting into a game room. Story 8. Assassin's Creed Shadows. I waited months for it to go on sale. I refuse to pay full price for anything these days. Story 9. Large popcorn maker with wheels. Used it once and it was difficult to clean, so I returned to the old single popcorn maker. Story 10. A mannequin dummy and old man mask. I dressed it in my clothes and posed it around my shop, scaring coworkers. It goes both ways. Story 11. Everything I bought just before or during Prime Days from Costco was small appliances. Robo-Emovac, Ninja food processor, blender, smoothie maker combo, and air fryer. I have used all of them, but they are definitely luxuries. Story 12. A 5-foot Frankenstein doll that I am going to display for Halloween. I love Halloween, so I really needed it. Story 13. Kirkland protein bars. I am not a gym rat or bodybuilder. Just someone trying to find something that would satisfy my hunger for longer, that is not candy or chips, but also not a total change like mini carrots. I tried mini carrots but could not stick to it. Story 14. I ordered sushi last night from the best sushi restaurant in town. I can't afford it, but damn it, it was worth it. Story 15. HVAC vent deflector. Do I need it? Absolutely not. But in 2 spots in my apartment, the heating and air conditioning blow directly on me, and I do not like that. Story 16. Backpack. My old one was nearly 20 years old and seemed a bit juvenile for me. It is still in good shape, but I picked up an Osprey backpack at a great price and have it with me on my trip. Story 17. $600 worth of fresh seafood, including king salmon, mackerel, scallops, shrimp, roe, and other items. I need it to eat healthy, but it is definitely a want because it tastes very delicious. Story 18. An Arma remote control stadium truck. Stopped in a hobby shop just for a couple of rocket engines and a launch rod. Walked out with a much lighter bank account. Story 19. You mean besides all the Pyrex and cast iron I have collected over the past couple of years? A custom-made necklace for my birthday in Santa Fe. Story 20. Nintendo Switch 2. I was not planning to buy one until later, but I went to Walmart during my lunch break and saw many available on the release day. I had just received my tax return a couple of weeks earlier and thought, why not? Story 21. A couple of $100 worth of Miyuki beads for my just in case I need that color stash. Currently, I have over 700 colors. Story 22. I am typing this on a 3-year-old Alienware laptop while waiting for a Lenovo Legion laptop to be delivered next week. Yes, I am single and have poor spending habits. Story 23. A fancy double stroller. I hated the one we had, a sit and stand, where my toddler could never be comfortable if she got really tired. Plus, it was so long and hard to turn. Felt like I was driving a cruise ship. I just spent way too much on a Zoe twin, but I love it so much already. Story 24. Some pathway lights on clearance at Walmart still cost $55, which is a bit expensive for outdoor lights. Story 25. A new car. Although if I had waited a few more years with my old car, I would probably need a new one anyway. Story 26. Greenworks hedge trimmer. I have manual loppers, but the electric trimmer is easy to use, consistent, and quiet. Story 27. I got a new car. I upgraded from a 2022 model to a 2025 because I wanted an electric vehicle. I can hear my late mother criticizing me from her grave, but I do not care. Story 28. I bought 2 items in the same purchase from Hot Topic. A pair of silver hair sticks engraved to look like wood, with white flowers dangling from chains, and a small set of earrings, including 1 pair featuring 2 mushrooms clustered together. Story 29. An extravagant network-attached storage device, the Ugreen DXP 6800 Pro, with 6 24TB drives and 2 32GB random access memory modules. Do I need it? Not at all. Do I want it? Absolutely. Could I have spent the money better? Without a doubt. Story 30. I had a catio custom built so that our indoor cats could enjoy some degree of freedom, bask in the sun, have visits from other cats by chatting and touching through the mesh part of the structure, and best of all, catch mice like real outdoor cats. Story 31. An ice cream cone. As long as you do not overdo it, the occasional bit of ice cream is always nice. Story 32. A pair of in-ceiling speakers that I cannot install because they are from a discontinued model line that I really liked from other speakers I have owned. Story 33. A ski boat that did not run. I almost doubled the price getting it running, but I got all my money back when I sold it. Story 34. Saw this at home in the Halloween section. I absolutely had to have it and went back a week later to get it. I will gladly hang this on my wall year-round. Story 35. Espresso machine. It was on sale for 66% off, so I decided to buy it. I had a French press that works perfectly fine and a vintage stovetop espresso maker, but my girlfriend and I decided to get the full experience for the price. Story 36. A custom adult toy. The shop had a buy one, get one sale, so it was great to get another toy for the same price. Story 37. We have been staying in vacation rentals while our house is being remodeled. I have been bringing a couple of 100 records and a turntable with me to each one. Story 38. The Flourish Oblique Calligraphy Pen, nibs, and ink from Tom's Studio. Absolutely no need. I have other options and hardly ever do calligraphy anymore. But I wanted something for myself, and it was beautiful. It writes amazingly well. Story 39. Yesterday I bought 10 pairs of socks. I needed some about 2 weeks ago and bought 6 pairs, but then found a good deal on the 10 pairs and got them. Now I have too many socks. I also bought some Levi's bootcut jeans that do not look good on me, so I will be returning them. I got shoes as well. Story 40. The same outfit in 5 colors and the same shoes in 3 colors. When I purchased the first one of each, I really liked the comfort and decided it would be my wardrobe for a while. Collectively, it was $120 through Temu. I am frugal but like to look cute and have always purchased at least 2 of the same item if I like it. Story 41. A 1970s movie poster with amazing art. I have never seen the film, but it came home with me anyway. Story 42. Yesterday I read Joel Eisner's book, Batman book. I am planning a deep dive into the Adam West Batman television series from the 1960s. Story 43. Pajamas. I wear summer pajamas all year long. I also sleep with the window open. I have night sweats. In winter, my poor husband sleeps in long pajama bottoms, a shirt, socks, and an extra blanket. I am next to him in shorts, a tank top, and one blanket that I throw off and on throughout the night. Story 44. A combination phone tripod, selfie stick, and clip-on microphone set. I have never made a TikTok video or Instagram reel, but I could. Story 45. A John Wick Mustang diecast model and a Milwaukee Mini Impact driver. I have 2 similar ones. Story 46. I don't really need anything other than food, shelter, and clothing, so just about everything else has been a want. The last totally want item I bought was a small toy gun that shoots puffballs for my cat to chase. Story 47. Cute, personalized stationery. I could use generic note cards for notes I write, but I love having a signature look. Story 48. Cara, Me mudei para o litoral de Santa Catarina. Aqui tem um outlet com muitos produtos realmente baratos. Todo mês compro um tênis na loja da Adidas. Estou com 4 pares. Minha última aquisição foi um que custa R$ 799 no site, mas paguei R$ 299 no outlet. 2 deles custaram R$ 349,99 por R$ 149,99. O outro custou R$ 349,99 por R$ 208. Agora tenho muitos calçados para usar. Uso apenas o tênis mais top para sair. Mas todos são de excelente qualidade, nem precisava. Story 49. Books. So many books. Most recently, an exhaustive collection of Germanic mythology, beautifully bound and illustrated, over 1,500 pages. I am unlikely to ever read the whole thing, but it is just so beautiful. Story 50. A Trenta Acai strawberry lemonade refresher from Starbucks last Tuesday. To be honest, I live over 1 hour away from a Starbucks, so it was more of a treat. Story 51. Switch 2. I have a good personal computer and a full Nintendo Switch library, meaning a collection of games I like and have played through. However, I couldn't revisit the Nintendo Switch library on the original Nintendo Switch because of its low frames per second and resolution compared to my personal computer. Although it was not necessary, I could afford it, and the upgrade was definitely worth it, even if it cost a bit too much. Story 52. All my stores stopped carrying El Monterey Nacho Cheese Taquito. My only option was to buy online, and it came in 5 bags per case minimum, so I spent $78 on taquitos. Highway robbery, no regrets. Story 53. Boxer shorts. My current ones have little elastic left and many holes, so they probably still have a couple of years left in them. Story 54. A better air pump. I have one, but it is loud and requires a car connection. This one is rechargeable and quieter. It was from Costco, so I can return it if I do not like it. Story 55. Oh God. Pretty much everything. Like most people, I don't know, vape juice. I randomly went to some thrift store the other day and walked out with a bunch of stuff I definitely didn't need, like a netbook from 2010 for $15, a leather-bound wooden box for $3 to put stuff in, a mag light for $2, and a Zag keyboard case for my iPad that I barely ever use, but it was new and only $10. Probably the biggest want instead of need I buy, which comes to mind, is retro gaming emulation handhelds all the time. Like probably a new one once a month or so, since new ones are always dropping. Sometimes more if there are several new ones out that I like. Story 56. Gestures broadly at not only my gun collection but also a complex network infrastructure for a single man living alone. I also regret none of it. Story 57. A video game and some clothes. Although I also balanced it out with something I needed. New food storage containers. I literally bought them yesterday. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD was between that and Zelda Echoes of Wisdom, but I'll wait on that. Story of Seasons. Grand Bazaar is on my list for next month, along with some cute short shorts. I figured that I've gotten all my big financial burdens out of the way for now, and hopefully for a good long while. I put a lot into my savings afterward to stay ahead. So I'm treating myself a little after denying myself any small luxuries for so long. If it weren't so hot right now, I'd probably make a quick drive to the local Asian market for some sushi and bubble tea. Maybe when I'm off next week. Story 58. A 2008 Mazda Miata with a 6-speed manual transmission. My wife was no longer comfortable riding on my motorcycle due to health reasons. So this seemed like a great replacement. It absolutely brings joy to us. Story 59. I don't know how to answer this. The last thing I bought was a can of nitrous oxide system energy drink. I wanted it, and technically I did not need it, but it is very helpful for staying awake. So maybe I needed that and did not need the 3rd cheesy cheddar burger I had for lunch yesterday. 2 probably would have sufficed. Story 60. Gold nail polish. I really like gold nails and lost my old bottle a while ago. It is obviously not a necessity, but I have been trying to take better care of myself, and having some pride in my appearance is part of that. Story 61. Another road bike. I gave my old one to a friend so I can pass the nitrogen plus 1 addiction on. I bargained the price down. I have a gift for that. I am going to be super fast. Story 62. Two fidget toys a week ago. I did not need them, but I really wanted them. Before that, several years ago, a t-shirt. I wanted it because of the picture on it. I am really low on money, and the guilt combined with the joy of having them is an interesting mix. Normally, I do not buy anything for want, only for needs. Story 63. Linen sheets and a lightweight comforter. Kicked away my all-season comforter while sleeping and caught a cold. Story 64. Shelf trophy books. Anything that I can remember the plot of 3 weeks after I read it gets a shelf trophy spot. I read a lot, and only the more interesting ones get a place in the library. Story 65. Not counting food. Back in January, I bought some shelves for my office so I could display my compact discs. Maybe a compact disc since then. Story 66. Nuggets at McDonald's because today was a very dark and stressful day. Oh wait, no, I think I definitely needed those. Story 67. Shark card in Grand Theft Auto. To be fair, porpoising around in my new Toreador is stupid fun, and I find auto shop work oddly relaxing. Story 68. My Nintendo Switch. Now I realize how much I actually needed it. It is a nice outlet for my creativity. Story 69. Walt Disney World sweatshirt. Do I need another sweatshirt? Heck no. Did I see it in Creations, think it was pretty, and buy it anyway? Absolutely. Story 70. I thought my favorite rags and hand towels were baby burp cloths. I could never find more. I found out they were dishcloths. Now I have more. Story 71. GTA 10 million shark card. It is purchased less than once a year and costs less annually than my Star Citizenship hanger. You did not want me to justify it, did you? Story 72. It is hard to make the distinction between want and need. Did I specifically need the books I bought using birthday money? I always need books, but I also always want books. Either way, I have new books. Story 73. Yet another pair of trainers. I got some money and bought a couple of pairs a couple of years ago, and this has turned into a full-on obsession. 16 pairs, and just this week I bought another 3 pairs. Story 74. Oh my God. That list is endless. Lately, it has been fast food out of laziness and not wanting to cook. Also skincare easily influenced by social media. I am planning on leaving my cards at home and just taking my identification and a little cash with me to break the cycle of spending. Story 75. Oh, this is my favorite part of Reddit. It's like hailing a taxi, giving the address, thinking you're going in a certain direction, then suddenly someone else gets in the cab and off topic you go. It's amazing how our brains work. I love it. Story 76. Tremors 1990 limited edition soundtrack on CD. I have a bootleg MP3 version, but this one is official and includes the slip-ins and other materials. It is my favorite movie ever, and I love the score and soundtrack. Story 77. Technically, it was store credit, but Pathfinder 2nd Edition Lost Omens Travel Guide. A little reading for the weekend. Story 78. I do not wear makeup, but there is one product for mature skin that I use on my eyelids. It makes my eyes stand out. Story 79. New rearview mirror for my pickup. The thermometer on it stopped working. Not necessary by any means, but for $2.70 from a scrapyard, why not? Story 80. Some 100% Supima cotton t-shirts. They are worth paying more for the extra quality and feel great to wear. Story 81. Hairdryer. However, it turns out I needed the Vidal Sassoon limited edition release set. I can now dry and style my hair without hurting my permanently injured neck and shoulder or increasing my pain levels too much. Story 82. I think Amazon should require a breathalyzer to order anything. I have so many things I bought while intoxicated that I don't need. Story 83. A couple of baby doll t-shirts. I have been really bloated for a couple of weeks and might need gallbladder surgery soon, but I miss feeling pretty. Story 84. A digital single-lens reflex camera and lens. I signed up for a class and want to learn enough to enjoy a great hobby when I retire, hopefully next year. Story 85. Vox VT40X amplifier from 8 or 9 years ago. Already had a VT80 Plus, but wanted a less bassy 10-inch speaker model with the single tube in the proper place, the preamplifier section. Story 86. McFarlane Toys Deluxe Theatrical Edition Superman and Crypto. I found it at the Walmart where I work. It's a difficult-to-find figure. I wanted it even though I didn't need it. As an action figure collector, I already had the basic Superman figure from the movie. Thanks a bunch for sticking around till the end of the video. Remember to subscribe, and until next time, stay awesome and goodbye.